What's up, Pimps? We can chat while moving now. Hopefully this doesn't sound like hell. So, I've noticed in myself a propensity for wanting to learn new things, wanting to be the best at everything, which isn't inherently a problem in itself, I don't think, but I have a bad habit of starting new stuff a lot because I'm pretty good at getting good at things quickly. I'll get to like slightly above average or like low level competitive, and then I kind of stop and fall out of interest with things. And so I feel like that's become for me something that's a bit of an addiction in like feeling the rush of a new thing, of a new skill, of getting better at it. It's exciting because you're building proficiency in something, you're getting a tangible, usable skill. But then kind of once you actually hit the bottom of the mountain and you recognize like, oh, there's an actual climb ahead. I've just been in the foothills, and now is where the real work begins. Kind of when you have get on the Dunning-Kruger curve or whatever, right? You get to the point where you're like, oh, I actually know nothing at all. Nice. And then I think that's the point for me. It's like I'm good at getting over that first slope really quickly, and then I'll just kind of stop and idle out and plateau and then bail over time. And so there's been a few things that I've stuck with my whole life, like playing guitar and going to the gym and lift like whatever form of exercise it may be, right? So it might not be the specific thing, like I competed in strongman for a few years, did kickboxing, had a few fights, but I keep noticing in myself that like, oh, I really like doing this, oh, I really like doing that, I want to be this, and just finding it really difficult to lock in, as the kids say, and stay focused and commit myself to something. Because I think there's a few things that can play into it, right? One is the gratification of a new skill, and if you learn something else, you got a new thing to show off, you have a new hobby, you can become enigmatic, you can be a Renaissance man among your peers or whatever. But also, if you're incessantly trying out new things and you're a jack of all trades, you don't have anything that you can you're safely masked in the shadows, because there's nothing that you really actually are, and you also don't have anything that you've truly committed to without fear of failure and accepting that it may in fact and most likely will come, and that you probably aren't going to reach the pinnacle, but that you're going to put your effort to that and you're going to strive for it regardless. And so that's what I had to kind of come to grips with recently with like starting my own business. It's like I'm 29 now. We're going to try and start having kids here soon, my wife and I. And this is the point of like, all right, this has to work. Like you don't have another option. Like I have an associate's degree in transfer studies. I have no white collar skills. I can walk onto most like trade work jobs and make $30 an hour or whatever, right? So it's like I can get by, but this is the kind of thing where it's like if you want to not have a life that blows for your family for the rest of your life, and you don't want to be just grunt working for the next 15 years until you can weasel your way into an office position, which I would hate anyways, this has to work. So I've had that I'm sitting down and having that talk with myself on a few different things, one step at a time, right? Because there's a lot of little hobbies and the little things that I enjoy that I have to come to accept, like, all right, I'm never going to get like truly nasty at this. And there's other things that I enjoy more, and sometimes I hate fighting because I'm mad at it because I feel like I suck. Other times it's the thing I would like drop anything to go do at that time, right? There's sometimes when I love playing guitar, there's sometimes when I want to throw them all off the balcony because I feel like I'm having a rough day at it. But those are things that I'm always going to continue to do for the rest of my life because I enjoy them so much. There's other stuff that it's like I've tried to make hobbies out of where it's like I'm not going to stick with this, am I? Like this is not going to be what I do. So it's important to have that sit down and actually reflect on yourself. Like, what am I actually going to invest my time in? What are the things that actually matter? And I think that can be, what is a hobby that's actually going to make me better as a person? Because this is something with a high skill ceiling, so it's going to force me to stay disciplined and dedicated and committed for a long haul, which is going to build perseverance. Or this is something that's going to build my social skills, make me more valuable. I can make more money for my family. I can provide for them. You know, what are things that are actually tangibly valuable? It's probably not collecting Pokemon cards, right? Maybe it is. Maybe you're good at socializing and making friends with nerds. I don't know. But no shade to the Pokemon people. Well, a little bit, actually. But in any event, you got to find things that are actually worth doing with your life, man. Like, consider the runway of your life. How much of it has already been used up? you don't know how much you got left, man. I might not make it to hit post on this thing, you know? So you got to live with that recognition at all times, which gives you an urgency to be unrushed, which is a weird thing, right? It's the urgency that, like, I have to do something with my life. I have to make this mean something because this is such a gift that God has given me to be alive, and I have to share that with others. But also, I only have so much of this time, so I have to actually slow down and enjoy it. That's a very difficult dichotomy to live into. Because when I was younger, it was just like, I need to get my driver's license, I need to move out, I need to get married, I need to do this, I need to do that. And now I'm almost 30 and I'm like, damn, dude, can we wind it back? Can we slow this down a little bit here? So I've been forcing myself to get better at that, to slow down, consider the time that you have, consider the value of it, because it is valuable, because you are valuable, you matter, you know? So you got to think about what it is that you're doing, who you're trying to be, what you're doing with your life. So, yeah, man, where's your time going? What are things that are worth getting into? What are hobbies that are worth having? Who's it the person that you're trying to actually be? And what are the practical steps you can take today to commit to that and force yourself against hell or high water that I'm going to be the man that I want to be in my life, irrespective of the outcomes in my life, and in spite of the things that happen to me that aren't my fault, but now it's my responsibility, right? What are the things that I'm going to do with myself? So one thing I say to myself all the time, man, is you got to bleed for it. Whatever it is that you want, you got to bleed for it. Everything is going to come at a price. And if you just consent to paying it at the beginning and just send it, your life is going to be way better in the long run, because you'll get there much quicker than if you dilly-dally and dick around and just try to kick the can down the road, because all of that's going to come crashing down and catch up to you at one time or another. So just make it suck now, brother, because it's kind of going to be a drag the whole time, off and on, but it's all your perspective within it. So with that, fellas, peace out, stay righteous, work hard, be dedicated, get yourselves a church, get yourselves in the gym. Have a good one, fellas. Let's get after it.